Hi there, Taurus. It is Sebastian doing your reading for April. Great month. March has become a few mixed emotions in there, a few things for some star signs, but some star signs had a really nice, smooth writing month. Let's see if we can continue on that journey. But I can already tell that this month is full of ups and downs for many star signs. So you'll be an outliner in that process, but hopefully it will be smoother than it was in January and February for you. Let's look at your cards. So basically, in your present position, there was arguments, there's been disputes, aggression, bullying. Perhaps in the most recent past or right now in your present moment, there's been possessiveness and insecurity as well. Media influences right now. There's been hoarding or trying to save. There's a lot of wealth building for you, whether or not I think that there's a feeling of in the past, you had a lot of things. So you've had a lot of value, you've had a lot of property, you've had a lot of things, and it feels like I don't know if it's somebody, I'm not too sure, but it feels like things have been taken away from you unexpectedly, abruptly, and you would like to get it back. Okay. So there's those kinds of feelings that you would like to get things back. Let's do a little bit more clarifying. Yeah, there's been a lot of like feeling disconnected, in different, although that this is happening, there has been some nostalgia. This to you feels like the last stand. This feels like your last opportunity to make things work for yourself because you have this overwhelming feeling of loss, like you've lost something. There's been a lot of loss in the past. In your influences, you have been really defensive. You have been really protecting yourself in your territory. And there's been a lot of hardship and loss, like I was expressing. It's felt like you were out in the cold. People lied to you. There was manipulation. There was a bit of backstabbing. There was a bit of a few things that haven't been nice to you. So you've experienced not the nice part of humanity. And with that, there's a lot of feelings of insecurity and withdrawing yourself, which is not the nicest of feelings I can understand. There's a lot of communication that you're getting, which is really hurtful. And I'm not too sure who's providing that communication, but whoever that is someone that you used to love or respect. There's a lot of profound hurt coming from this person. There's a few words that you would like to say to them, but you're keeping that close to your heart because you know it's just not working for you or you're not happy with them. There's a lot of transformation and endings that are coming your way. There's a lot of stability coming your way and happiness, if only you can see that it's coming your way because of the hard work you're trying to put in right now, Taurus. So there's a lot of hard work to get you back to you feel 0, 1, or 2. You feel like you're starting all over again and you feel like you're starting from 0. And that's okay to feel like that from time to time. Just try not to struggle in the bliss because you're in the bliss right now. I like to call it bliss. You're in the situation where you're gathering things, you're manifesting things, you're obtaining things. So in the middle of the bliss, try not to look at the suffering to go through the bliss. And sure, your outcome and your possible goal is to have that innocence and freedom and adventure back and that spontaneous person that you once were. And the future of that also for this is that you need movement and you need progress, and there'll be sudden changes to excitement, to success. Again, when it comes to spiritual messages, when it comes to what you experienced in the past in particular, try not to see it as the be all and end all. Some of the messages that you got weren't the most positive messages and they weren't for you. So basically, whoever you were speaking to, whatever it was that you were trying to get the message across, they weren't being nice or realistic to you. And look, I think that there's a lot of feelings like you're supposed to be there for me. It could be family, it could be siblings, it could be close friends who didn't see eye to eye with you. Whatever the process is here, I feel there was betrayal. I feel there was uneasy conversations. There was a person that was saying they were right when they were clearly not right. There's a lot of that going on. And the, try not to uh try not to be in that position of having somebody take the blame. Like, because it feels like it's either you or them. And I don't think anyone's to blame in this situation. I think that people were stuck in the crossfires. Um, And I think with that, there's a lot of hurt feelings because being in the middle of things, you don't want to be the problem and you don't want to be the person to be blamed for the problem. I think that whatever you encountered, it was a very kind of community thing. Family was involved, friends were involved, there was a group of people involved, and it wasn't the nicest experience for all of you. It is saying that one of the hurt feelings that you have is there was supposed to be shared goals, there was supposed to be collaboration and teamwork in this process, and it seems like you've been doing things on your own, and you've had to be on your own with this, and there's hurt feelings about that because you wanted this to be a community situation. You wanted it to shift to community-based things. You didn't want it to be by yourself exploring this or doing this. So that's an interesting thing to look at, is that that was there for you and you're really trying to get yourself through that as much as possible. The hurt feelings of teamwork, that hasn't happened. But it also says that your family and your friends are trying to be courageous in this moment. They are trying to be energetic. They are trying to be free spirited, and they're trying to see things from your perspective more so than anything. That's a really encouraging thing, because sometimes when people are angry at people, they don't like to see their perspective. So it's nice to see that your family and friends aren't coming to the table with trying to understand you a little bit more, going through this, right? There's so many hurt feelings. I may just get a clarification card to explore this a little bit further. But yeah, you're expecting communication from your family or your friends. You're expecting communication from your business partner, from the people that you were in close contact with. It's just not working out the way that you would like it to. And there's so much stress when it comes to different opinions and people having their way with you or saying things. I just think that if you're in a position that there's too many people talking to you, giving you advice, and you know that you're not supposed to take their advice, just don't. If they're not in a position to be able to tell you good advice, don't take their advice, because you know when people are in a position to tell you good advice or not. So if they're not going to give you good advice, I just think that you need to have that process be dealt with and done the way that it needs to be dealt with and done. You don't need to explore any more than you are in relation to that. So, take that as it is and do what you want with that. But I think, in all honesty, when it comes to the situation, you're better off taking advice from people who've lived the experience, who've succeeded in the experience as well, not people that are in the experience with you. I think that would work, getting advice from people that have succeeded through this. It says that you're going to build your momentum. Yes, you are going to be successful, and you are being adventurous in this, and you are going to find love and union. I think that's what you're doing. That's what you're counting on. Like, you're not doing this because you want to. There's a lot of I don't think that you're forced. You're not held against your will to do things, but you are in a way. I think you did a lot of things to help others and to help your family and friends, and it just didn't flourish how you wanted it to, or it did flourish and you didn't. There's things that have come and gone because of that. I'm not too sure if it was you didn't take full advantage of the flourishing, or you were expecting other people to do that for you. Whatever the situation is, just know that you're going to end up successful, because you always do, Taurus. You always have luck on your side. You're always a pretty charming, inspirational individual. So I know that you're going to get through this. When it comes to hopes and dreams, you really want the aggression to stop, but you don't mind fighting for what's right as well, Taurus, because I think somebody is walking around thinking they're the innocent party in this, but I just don't think they are, and you know that they're not. So if you need to stand up for what you believe in, go for it. But at the end of this, you're going to get new opportunities. You are going to get the resources and abundance you've been manifesting and that you've been looking for. And I keep seeing and sensing there's always a way out. There's always a way out to things. And I think that if you continue just being who you are, you'll obviously hit the ground running with creating more resources, creating more business adventures, doing things for yourself that's outside the box. And I think with that, carry on with that, because you're going to succeed, obviously, because every time that people don't give up, they always succeed, because there's no other option, right? So I think you're in the know of that, and you're very aware of that. Yeah, be wise. Past is the past when it comes to loss and grief. And sure, you've had choices in the past, and the choices that you picked seemed really fantastical. Like it seemed really out there. You won though. You got what you wanted. It's just more about how do I sustain my level of growth? How do I get more of it? So I think sometimes a good time to sit back and reflect is good. A good time to look into yourself and look into the situation a little bit more in a calming sense would be good. Taurus, you're doing great. Continue what it is that you're doing. Until next time, bye.